This is just a short video demonstration of using Seren, a Raspberry Pi Seren, as a node for everyone else to connect to. Because Seren has automatic connections in its software programming, so that you only have to connect to one person and it will automatically connect you in a P2P, a peer-to-peer, full mesh network by itself. And so you really don't need anybody stationed at a Seren node, and you don't need a fancy computer either. So we're using a Raspberry Pi, and on its Seren, I have an LED on the speaker output of one of the channels. So on the left channel, this is an LED that takes the audio voltage and it lights up the LED so that I know somebody is on the node, since it's housing in my residence here, this node. And I also have a speaker that I can turn on or off if you wanted to listen in. So that's a good use of that Raspberry Pi's own analog speaker output, and since it's stereo, you can use two different functions, and thus the reason for the LED, just to let us know here in the house that somebody's on there. And if we wanted to listen, we can also turn on the speaker. So again, all CW ops have to do is connect to the Seren node with one IP address. Everybody's using the same IP address. The Raspberry Pi itself is hooked up to the router in such a way that the router port forwards the correct port, which is 8110, and that goes straight to the Raspberry Pi. And then once you're connected to the Pi, it connects you to everybody else. So the Pi, there's not a lot of resources being used on the Pi, since it's not really participating in sending audio. You can receive audio, of course, and hear everybody if you didn't want to grab another computer and join the conference here. So the idea was that you wouldn't have to leave a regular computer on all the time so that everybody else could also use that node. Since the Pi doesn't have a fan, it's a low power device in general, won't take up a lot of juice. So we're using the Raspberry Pi as an always-on Seren node. So it's hooked up here as you see in the Seren node right there. So that one's always on. You hand out to your Morse code friends the IP address to connect to your Seren node that's being used in the Raspberry Pi. And Raspberry Pi's Seren looks just like this. This is a terminal program too, and it's very versatile. It uses the Opus codec and sounds pretty good. Let's take a listen. This is CW Op 2. As you can see, these number signs is a terminal VU meter, so to speak. So it sounds really good. We're using 64-bit rate. The program has many options as far as your bit rate goes. It also allows you to encrypt the audio, the Opus audio. However, we have it in clear, so everybody is in CLR here, this green down here. And that everybody has to be using the same encryption or no encryption. Now for my setup, if I wanted to talk to CW Op2 or anybody else, just like a regular CW net, whenever it's your turn or you want to break in, this is full duplex. Full fast QSK is available. The way this program works out, it's just a standard VoIP program otherwise that uses the Opus codec. For this laptop, which is an Ubuntu 16.04, it's actually Lubuntu. We're using jack audio, but it does work with just ALSA, so you don't have to use jack. You could use pulse audio as well. So you have all three options if you have the pulse audio jack module. You could use pulse audio, jack and pulse audio, or just ALSA. So here's the Seren output. I'm taking it to the mixer here so I can turn it off so I can talk. And here's my input here. I have an Ultra Pico keyer hooked up to my mic input jack, and that goes to the Seren input, and then out to everybody else in a full mesh peer-to-peer network that is automatically created whenever you connect just one of the nodes. So I thought this was a good use of a Raspberry Pi. This is just a Raspberry Pi 2B, so it's not even as powerful as the Pi 3, and it's still doing a great job. And I think on the website, the Seren website, it says you can have up to about 10 people here. If you lower your bit rate, maybe some more. But this Morse code really sounds good over Seren, and it's very easy to operate. And it's nice that you just connect to one IP address, and all you do is, once you get it up and running, the second part is to connect. You just do /C, and then the IP address of your the main Seren node, and that will automatically connect you to everybody else that's connected, and anybody else that connects after that will get connected to everybody else. So it's kind of a very interesting terminal program. It's low on resources and high on function. Thanks for watching.